Viewers, these pictures are from Andhra Pradesh. In Vijayawada, the principal of Loyola College says he chanced upon two students waiting to enter their classroom. The students, according to Father Kishore, were dressed in their traditional outfits. They had not removed their veil in the cloakroom as they are supposed to do. That's what Father Kishore says. Father Kishore requested them to do so, but they apparently said that their parents would object. The principal said he asked them to bring their parents. A protest soon erupted outside the college, and one person representing the students met the principal. Father Kishore apparently showed them the rules of conduct. A short argument broke out, but the principal said he stood his ground. Now, viewers, the students say that they were always allowed into their classes with their traditional attire, with the hijab and with the burqa. Father Kishore says that that is not a fact, that a separate cloakroom has been made on the grounds of the college for the students to go and remove their traditional attire, change into their uniforms, or unveil themselves and enter the classroom. Viewers, this has led to a massive controversy. Let's listen to the principal's version.
Noticing that there were two girls in the traditional Muslim dress, and taking it for granted, perhaps they did not have time to go to the girls' waiting room, I suggested to them to go to the girls' waiting room and come back to the classes in the college uniform. Then they told me that they have been coming in this way all along. I had to remind them about the college code of conduct and ask them to kindly follow the same. I could once again remind and explain the college code of conduct, which has been signed by all the students studying in the college and their respective parents.
Well, viewers, that's the consent form. Now, on the right of your screens is the consent form. Students should come to college only in uniform and with their ID that has been accessed by Times Now. I'm going to go across to our correspondent Shomit, who joins me from the ground. But viewers, you can see that this protest, this attempt in trying to intimidate the principal, Father Kishore, happened despite the fact that this particular college allows students only in uniform and stresses that there should be no religiosity or any display of religiosity in the classroom. So it's not as if the students had not attested to this. Their signatures are there. Both these students, however, said, and let me quote them. This is Saduki Nisa, student. She said, "We have been wearing burqas inside the class since our first year. Even in our ID cards, our photos show us wearing a burqa," which is actually not a fact. Their ID cards show them wearing only a hijab. The correspondent claims that since there is a controversy going on, we should not wear it. Though we clarified that we have been wearing burqas since our first year, he says he never saw us in it. Sadi Kunisa's family members have said it's about our dignity, rights and tradition. Since the first year she was wearing a hijab and attending college. How can the college management now prevent her from entering the campus wearing it? Father Kishore said it's not about entering the campus. The ban does not extend to entering the campus. It only extends to the class. You cannot enter the classroom with a traditional garment that marks you out on the basis of your religion or creates for you an identity not uniform with the others. Let me go across to Shaumit for more on this. Shaumit, the students claim that they've been going to their classrooms as just opposed to the campus, even their classrooms, for the last 1 year, and suddenly Father Kishore has imposed this dress code, number one. Number two, there is no reference by the students to the consent forms that they have actually signed. What does that consent form actually stipulate?
Yes, sir. Actually, two girls, we can say, they have staged a protest outside the campus at the premises of the campus after correspondent father of the Loyola, a very reputed college in the Vijayawada district of the Andhra Pradesh, he has stopped them entering into the classes, asking them to go to the wardroom and remove their burqa and to enter into the classroom. However, after that, they have told that, their parents will be refusing, and, sir, after that, they have asked to bring their parents, and one of the girl students, second-year girl student, have brought in their parents and actually uncle, and he has stated that, the father was creating the problem, and later the issue was, has been raised, and the police commissioner as well as the local collector has called the father and asked them, asked the father to, give the permission to this two girls entering into the classes. However, the father has confirmed to our local person, stating that, he hasn't allowed, he has convinced these two students as well as the parents, as the uncle, that, they have signed the uniformity, the code of conduct of the college when they have taken the admission at this Loyola. In the first year, they have clearly signed this student, signed the code of conduct form, in which, second point clearly states that students should come to the college only in uniform and with identity card, and that was clearly mentioned in the code of conduct, and the principal has clearly stated that, you have signed it and you should enter into the classroom with this. However, police intervened into the matter.
Okay.
They have asked, to allow these students into the classroom, because now this matter is very sensitive, and in Karnataka,
no, so are you saying,
going on.
Shaumit, are you saying that the administration is calling upon Father Kishore to allow the students into the classroom? Is that what you're saying?
Exactly, sir. This is what I'm saying. And, the collector as well as the commissioner, they both has called the, the father, the correspondent father Kishore, and asked them to, to allow these two students into the classrooms so that this issue doesn't raise us up in this Vijayawada. And however, he was not happy clearly, but he has allowed these two students into the classroom. But he clearly said that, code of conduct should be followed, this uniformity has to be followed, because he also said that, several religious students come to his college, and it is not allowed them to to go into the classrooms wearing this religious dresses. And he said that, he don't wanted to allow it. And however, after administration and the police called him, he has allowed these students into the classrooms.
Well, this is a sad and unfortunate turn of events, viewers, where a state government and its authorities have prevailed upon Father Kishore, who was upholding the rules of the college to the last letter and T. Now, this blackmail, viewers, is dangerous. It sets a very dangerous precedence, because tomorrow you might have Hindu groups, you might have other denominations asking their wards to wear all sorts of visible religious markers and enter schools making a mockery of uniformity. Very dangerous trend, viewers, very dangerous trend, and this is something that we're going to now ask a few questions about. Remember, viewers, that the Congress party, for example, has been suggesting that this entire hijab issue is an attempt by the majority community to try and police Muslims, especially Muslim women. Adhir Ranjan Chaudhary, Congress MP, had said this. Priyanka Gandhi said, stop harassment. You have had Asaduddin Owaisi, who says, fight isn't for hijab but our fundamental right. BJP doing an experiment in India from Karnataka. Not just hijab, BJP is removing all Muslim symbols. Mehbooba Mufti, PDP chief, says this. Malala Yousafzai also saying, colleges forcing us to choose between studies and the hijab. Indian leaders stop marginalization of Muslim women. Now here you have, viewers, Father Kishore. Is he also going to be called a Sanghi now? Is that the spin that is going to be put on an individual who was just enforcing what was very well accepted by all the students, a dress code? I want to open this up. I want to open this up and I want to go straight across to Mr. Waris Pathan. Mr. Pathan, will you support Father Kishore here? Or will you say that he is also Sanghi? Can't hear you. Mr. Waris Pathan can't hear you. You're on mute, it appears. Yeah. Yeah, unmute yourself.
I'm on mute, I think.
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Well, Rahul, the
Now we
entire
can hear
hijab
you.
controversy... Now you can hear me, okay. The entire hijab controversy was started by the BJP in the Karnataka government when they issued the GR saying that hijab-clad girls won't be allowed to enter the schools. We said hijab is our fundamental right. Let me tell you, Rahul, yesterday in Maharashtra, there is the Mahavikas Aghadi government. Our AIMIM ladies wing had organized a protest, peaceful protest at Malad in one place in Mumbai. I was supposed to just go there, stand there along with my sisters to show solidarity with what has happened in Karnataka with the students. The Mumbai police, in the morning, they came at my place, at my residence. I was put under house arrest for 2 hours. Then they told me, okay, you want to go there? I said, yes, I want to go there. I will go there. I want to stand with my sisters who are protesting there. I got ready. They told me, okay, you will have to come in our car, our van. I said, no, I have got my own car. I have got my people who are standing below my building. I was forced. I was made to sit in the police van. And
no one is going
me to Malad, they took me to Worli police station.
We all support your right to protest.
There for 6 hours. I was not allowed
this
to
is
go
not
there
about
to
you,
support
sir.
the protest. I have a right to protest.
Yes, Mr. Pathan, everyone has a right to protest and no one
I'm
can...
asking a question to the Congress.
Okay,
I'm asking
one second. Pathan Sahab.
I'm asking a question to the Congress led Mahavikas Aghadi government in Maharashtra.
Okay.
Do they support hijab ban or no?
No, let me ask you. Let me ask you a straight question.
I was detained for
is the
6
Congress
hours.
also
now
part of the Sangh now?
Protest is my right, yes.
Okay, Pathan Sahab, look, no one is denying. Commiserations to you. If you are not... allow me, sir. Please allow me.
Peaceful protest.
Mr. Pathan.
Yes, they are part of it.
Mr. Pathan, allow me 30 seconds. See, commiserations to you if you were denied the right to protest. Every Indian has the right to protest peacefully, no doubt about it. So let's put that aside. Your grievance against the Congress party, you please settle with the Congress party, send them a legal notice. You're a very, very influential lawyer in Mumbai. You can easily take them to task for violating your fundamental rights. Now let's come to the main issue, which I've asked you. Why are you weaponizing the hijab to serve your political interests? Will you support, and I'm asking you this in the context of what has happened.
Well, who?
Let me listen, please, listen to me. Let me finish. In the context of what has happened, sir, in Vijayawada, where a college principal has obtained prior signatures on a consent form allowing the college to enforce a dress code. And still, certain students are trying to bend the laws. Do you support this? You say that you are for law, that your rights and law was violated. The college also has a law. Will you stand up for the college's law? Simple question. Or will you still call this a Sanghi conspiracy? Straight question to you tonight.
I would stand up for the constitution given to us by Dr. Baba Sahib Ambedkar, and going to the college does not suspend the constitution. If I want to wear a hijab and go to the college and do education, study, nobody can stop me, because the constitution says for article 14, 15, 21, 25, 29 gives me the right choice of freedom, as well as Puttaswamy judgment.
Sir, if you believe what the court say, let me quote two instances.
As well as the choice of freedom.
Okay,
so if I want to wear clothes of my choice, nobody can stop me, and the constitution does not get suspended by merely entering into a college or a school.
For those who watch India Upfront for the facts, here are two facts which are undeniable, and let me put them out there. Since Mr. Pathan is citing the law of the land, let me tell you what two different high courts, the Bombay High Court and the Kerala High Court, have had to say when it has come to a standoff like this. The Kerala High Court in 2018 said in Fatima Tasneem, the state of Kerala, a writ petition has been moved by Muhammad Sunir, the father of two minor girls aged 12 and 8. The petitioner challenged the school's denial of permission to wear full sleeve shirts and a headscarf, which is a hijab, as it was against the prescribed dress code. A single judge bench of the Kerala High Court ruled in favor of the school, which is a Christian missionary school, a minority education institution. The court said that collective rights of the school must be given primacy over individual rights of the students. This is case number 1. Please look it up, viewers. You're free to independently fact check this. Bombay High Court 2003 in Fatima Hussain Syed versus the Bharat Education Society. The High Court referred to relevant verses from the Quran and held that the book did not prescribe wearing of a headscarf. Section cannot be said to it in any manner acting inconsistent with the aforesaid verse 31 or violating any injunction provided in the Holy Quran. A girl student not wearing the headscarf or head covering studying in exclusive girls section cannot be said to any manner acting inconsistent with the aforesaid verse 31 or violating any injunction provided in the Holy Quran. And the school's right was upheld, sir. Since you follow the law in these two cases, Madras High Court 2004. Sir, please listen to me. I'm only citing the law to you now. And let me also tell you what Dr. Ambedkar had to say about the hijab. Should I go over those lines which will offend you deeply? But I will read them if you want. Would you want me to, sir?
Even I would like to say what Dr. Ambedkar said about, I would comment on Dr. Ambedkar's statement on the Hindutva, that Hindutva will ruin our country
That's
one day.
Okay. We are not discussing Hindutva. We can come to the Hindutva debate when we do that debate. You can please spew venom as much as you want. But are you going to run away from what Dr. Ambedkar said about the hijab? Since you quoted Dr. I'm not quoting Dr. Ambedkar. You brought him up.
I'm not running away from it.
Yeah. Well, sir.
Yeah.
You know what he called it. And I don't want to repeat those words, hateful words, but according to him, he described this. Now, you know, we can all, at some level or the other, Mr. Waris Pathan, try to run away from the facts, but the facts always come out on times now. They always come out on times now. And you know what he said.
Yes.
He called it...
Few facts even I want to bring before times now, and the nation.
He called it evil, the hijab. Right? Am I wrong or am I wrong? Tell me.
Let the Supreme Court decide whether it is evil or...
Sir, we are not.
Evil.
Now I'm exposing you. I'm exposing you minute by minute. You are the one who brought this up.
Certain facts. I want to place one fact before you, Rahul.
He said the social evils which now viewers, let me put the real facts since he brought up Dr. Ambedkar. The social evils. Now 1 minute. Viewers, just a minute.
Yeah.
The social evils, just 1 second. The social evils which characterize the Hindu society have been well known. The publication of Mother India by Miss Mayo gave these evils the widest publicity. He goes on to say, but while Mother India served the purpose of exposing the evils and calling their authors at the bar of the world to answer for their sins, it created an unfortunate impression throughout the world that while Hindus were groveling in the mud of these social evils and were conservative, the Muslims in India were free from them. And as compared to the Hindus, were a progressive people. That such an impression should prevail is surprising to those who know the Muslim society in India at close quarters. And then he talks about, one may well ask if there is any social evil which is found among the Hindus and is not found among the Muslims. There can thus be no manner of doubt that the Muslim society in India is afflicted by the same social evils as afflicted the Hindu society. Indeed, the Muslims have all the social evils of the Hindus and some more. That some more is the compulsory system of parda for Muslim women. As a consequence of parda system, a segregation of Muslim women is brought about. These burqa women walking in the streets is one of the most hideous sights one can witness in India. And he goes on and on. He goes on and on. So I just want to quickly go across to the BJP national spokesperson, Sanju Verma.
Now, may I just...
Yes.
Rahul, will you just give me 10 seconds to explain to the nation the fact Findings from Lokniti CSDS religion survey conducted in
Sir,
2016.
is father...
The opinion about wearing burqa hijab.
Sir, is
Hindus
father...
approve 61%, disapprove 17%.
Sir, is Father Kishore a Sanghi? I'm asking you, are you going to also accuse him of being part of the Hindutva
6%,
Islamophobic
60%, disapprove 21%, no opinion 19%. I am also showing you a fact which you don't want to listen because it is against your agenda.
There is nothing against this. It's not a fact, sir. It's a poll.
Lokniti, CSDS religion survey.
Sir,
So
since when have polls become factual?
What does the nation want?
Since when have polls become factual? You're the first person who comes on Times Now when we do opinion polls and you say they're rigged.
This is what I want to.
So you make up your mind about polls being right or wrong. Then accept Then accept, sir, that your party is getting zero seats in Uttar Pradesh. Accept it because that's what we predicted. Anyway, I don't want to get into a slanging match on a moot point, sir, which actually cannot be established. 1 minute. Let me bring in Sanju Verma. I'm opening up this panel. Sanju Verma, a quick response that this is part of one big conspiracy to dominate, segregate, isolate, marginalize Muslims and Muslim women in particular. Your response, Sanju Verma.
I think, Rahul, you laid bare the fact so succinctly and brilliantly that there's very little that the pro-hijab brigade can do to defend its stance. But, I'll quickly just run through the facts. You mentioned Bombay High Court judgment of 2003, Madras High Court judgment of 2006, Kerala High Court judgment of 2018. But most importantly, the Supreme Court judgment of 2015. Supreme Court told a petitioner, if you don't wear hijab, your faith will not vanish. Stop making this into an ego issue. Now leave aside the judgment. They started this the pro-hijab brigade said, oh, this is about a right to privacy. It's not about anything else. So the most important judgment on right to privacy is the Puttuswamy judgment by the Supreme Court. Yes, right to privacy is a fundamental right. But the same Supreme Court says that in matters of education, the writ of the state is final. And more importantly, Rahul, I'll quickly wind up. There are three very important judgments you cited, and these have not been cited on your show earlier. 1996, Molly Joseph versus George Sebastian. 2014, Vishwa Madan Mohan Lochan versus the Union of India. And as recently as July 2021, Alka Meena versus Sat Prakash Meena. While reading out the judgment of Alka Meena versus Sat Prakash Meena, Justice Pratibha Singh of the Delhi High Court said that this society is increasingly becoming more homogeneous, more uniform. Our youngsters should not be allowed to suffocate by virtue of what they had to believe 15 or 20 or 30 years back, and she was referring to archaic systems, be it parda or be it hijab. And most importantly, for people like Sonam Kapoor and the Bollywood brigade, which has been saying, if a Sikh can wear a turban, why not a hijab? To that, I quote the judgment of November 2021. Gurpreet Singh versus the Union of India and AIMIM, All India Muslim Personal Law Board. While citing the judgment, the Supreme Court said that turban is an essential Sikh religion practice, but the hijab is not an essential Islamic practice. So the fact is, do not compare apples with oranges. Do not compare a turban with a hijab. And today,
it is an essential part of our religion. The Constitution.
Let me just step in here.
Right to follow my religion.
We know the precedents. Thank you for adding to them. We know where the courts have stepped in.
10 seconds, Rahul?
Yes.
10 seconds.
Yeah, just 10 seconds, please. No more. I have 4 more.
Okay. In 10 seconds, I'll just wind up by saying Justice Awasthi today called out the bluff of Vinod Kulkarni. Who was
No, I don't want to go there, ma'am. Please, let's not go there. It's a sub judice matter. Please. Please, it's a sub judice matter. Observations are made. No, Sanju Verma, please, let's not comment. Let's not bring commentary on an ongoing case, please.
Your second prayer is contradicting your
Ma'am, please, just 1 second. Let's not go into something that is sub judice. I wouldn't want that to happen. Tomorrow we'll all be accused of trying to, force the hand of the court, and that's something that I don't want to. No, I understand. No, I can't say that. We are liable for any material that is spewed on our platform. So let's just keep that out. You made some points. In fact, you cited some new precedents. I want to bring in Lokesh Jindal. Mr. Jindal, you today gave a platform to a NI-designated radical organization that chopped off a professor's hands when they felt that that professor did not observe what they believed were Islamic practices or did not respect the faith. They took the matter into their own hands. So, all facts that I'm quoting. And you gave them a free run. And those people, including your leaders from your platform, said that this entire hijab issue is a massive saffron conspiracy. Today we are bringing to you Professor Father Kishore, who has very clearly defined the rules of his college. Is he also acting out some Sanghi fantasy? Mr. Jindal, simple question to you.
Yes, sir, I would just take 5 minutes to put my point.
Sir, I would just take 5 minutes to put my point. See, first of all, when we are talking about a modern democratic state system, it rests upon the principles of pluralism, tolerance, multiculturalism, and a rule of law. Now, if you minus all these aspects, democracy becomes demagogy. Keeping that in mind only, the founding fathers, they had made Article 29 as an absolute right. It is not limited by any form of a reasonable restriction. Now, if we talk about Article 29, Clause 2 of the Constitution, it protects the rights of a minority community, not just against the state, but also the institutions. So if at all, even the father who has laid down certain forms of bylaws in his school conduct book and all, they are not as per the Constitution. So if any form of a law, bylaw, which is not as per the law of the land, they are not to be, they are void. In fact, that they do not stand the test of legality. And coming to the second aspect, now, if we look at the entire hijab controversy, now all aspects of fundamental rights, Article 14, Article 15, Clause 1, Article 19, Clause 1A, Article 21, whereby right to education is being denied currently.
Mr. Jindal, isn't this matter sub judice?
By the Allahabad High Court.
Mr. Jindal, isn't this matter sub judice?
No, it is a matter of sub judice.
Yes, so now let me ask you the main question here. I am not talking about a matter that is sub judice. I'm not allowed to second guess the bench. Neither are you. We are both in contempt if we do that. So let me bring you back to the point. The point is, for a while now, it is being claimed that the Karnataka government is enacting a massive conspiracy to marginalize Muslims. Here you have a principal, Father Kishore, who is rightly or wrongly, I'm not getting into that right now, we'll come to that later, rightly or wrongly imposing a dress code in the interest of upholding a secular principle. No religiosity in the classroom. Is he also a Sanghi? That's the fundamental question I'm asking. Can you answer this, or will you waste our time?
Sir, it's not about Sanghi or a non-Sanghi. It is basically Article 29, if I may quote. It says that any section of citizens residing in the territory of India or any part thereof having a
if it is not about being a Sanghi, then sir, why is Priyanka Gandhi
conserve the same?
No, why is Adhir Ranjan Chaudhary making it about a Hindu-Muslim issue? Simple question. Why are you dividing society if it's not about that?
First was created by BJP MLA.
No, you have to take responsibility for your leaders' utterances.
Stop lying on national television.
No, I mean, if you look at BJP, look at the policy they are having, they do not have any important issue other than simply striking at all forms of religious fervors, trying to divide the society, trying to polarize the society with one way or the other.
How is it that
they go to Tamil Nadu, they claim
that
let me tell you. Religious conversion done. They come
let me tell you, viewers.
And they say that hijab.
Let me tell you, viewers, one second.
All they want is
Miss Verma, Miss Jindal, Mr. Jindal, Miss Verma, 1 second. I'm lowering everyone's fader. Let me tell you. Look at the tweet that was put out by Shashi Tharoor. He took a very different line, viewers. And I want to bring in Mohandas Pai, and I want to bring in Nighat Abbass also. What did Shashi Tharoor say? He talked about a slightly different aspect. Though he was also trying to draw an equivalence, which a lot of people don't agree with. It's been a strength of India that everyone is free to wear what they want. If the hijab is disallowed, what about the Sikh turban, the Hindus' forehead mark, the Christians' crucifix? This college is going down a slippery slope. Let the girls in, let them study, let them decide. So what he said. This is what he said. He didn't say, viewers, that this is a Hindu conspiracy against minorities, in specific Muslims, which is what a large number of his party leaders are saying, which is what Mr. Jindal here is trying to justify by drawing yet another false equivalence. This is the problem, viewers. This is a question that Mr. Waris Pathan will also not answer, because they are all hoping to gain votes. In fact, they admitted to it. They said that this issue should not be decided till the end of the elections. Viewers, this was admitted on record. Mohandas Pai, where do you come in on this, sir?
Rahul, all these people are lying through their teeth. First about Karnataka, because the Karnataka government has not done anything. There has been a rule. These people are trying to break the rule. The school development committee tried to come together. The Muslim community in South Kendra said, you don't have to wear a hijab to the girls. The girls did not listen. The PFI radicalized them. The matter is before court. If all these people say the fundamental right, that the court decides. These are not the judges. They can talk what they want, quote any constitution they want. Ultimately, what the constitution is going to be decided by the judges. Let the High Court of Karnataka decide. If Waris Pathan doesn't like it, let him go to Supreme Court, like he said. Till then, why make all these comments? Article 19, Article 14, Article 29, it makes no sense at all. But you know what is sad, Rahul? What is sad is, you see, three-year-old girls, 4-year-old girls being put in a burqa. Even the religion, from what I know, does not ask a 3-year-old girl to go in a burqa. It is only for girls who attain puberty for whatever reason, to be, modest, to have modesty, not to cover themselves head to foot. And these people are forcing small children, and Shashi Tharoor says, the matter of choice. Where is the choice for a 3-year-old girl, 4-year-old girl? That the poor child know anything at all. And these people are forcing. So Rahul, I want to end by saying, in the 21st century, in the era of the digital revolution, it is sad to see Muslim men oppress their women, not give them the freedom, radicalize young Muslim girls by misleading them at a time when they should be studying, participating in the growth of the world, participating and building their career. In Afghanistan, women are fighting against the burqa. In Afghanistan, where the Taliban rules a fundamentalist regime. In Iran, they're fighting. Iraq, they're fighting. And they're fighting all over. In Iran, for removing the hijab, 24 years in jail. That's the kind of fundamental happening. I think Waris Pathan should only focus on education so that Muslim girls come up. Rahul, last point. Muslims are the poorest community in this country. There's the least educated in higher education. But in the last 7 years, Muslim boys and girls, last 7 years, not yesterday, they're growing in enrollment by 7.9%. Now these people are pushing them back. Let them get educated. Forget the hijab in school where there is a uniform. In college, in many colleges, there is no uniform. They can do what they want. In public life, you can cover yourself fully and go all about. Even Waris Pathan, if he wants to cover himself fully, nobody is going to prevent him. It is his right. But why are we doing all this fighting? Let the poor girls get educated. Let them become doctors, professionals. Let them become space scientists. Let them go to Mars. Let them fly aircraft. Let them do everything. Waris Pathan should be proud of his young girls who get highly educated, conquer the world. Not insist wearing hijab is my right. If you don't allow me, no education. Totally wrong, Waris. Don't do that. Don't hurt your own young children.
No, nobody. May I correct Mr. Pai? May I correct you, Mr. Pai? As you said that 2-year-old girl, 4-year-old girl is forced to wear a hijab. You are totally wrong. Nobody forces anybody. It is a freedom of choice. Nobody forces anybody to wear a hijab, sir. Nobody forces anybody to wear a hijab. In our Quran, chapter 24, ayat number 30, Surah Nur, it is mentioned in the Quran that please a woman must protect her chastity by covering her face. What is the harm? A man who forces.
Nighat Abbass wants to come in on this.
This is what you are spreading.
1 second. Nighat Abbass wants to come in.
Being spread, Rahul, by
Nighat Abbass.
people who don't know.
Let Nighat Abbass come in, please.
Did anybody force? I don't force my daughter that you have to wear hijab. It is her choice.
Rahul, we've already spoken about.
Choice. But whosoever
Rahul,
wants to wear a hijab and
please
go to
ask
college,
this man to be quiet for 2 minutes. Thank you, Waris. Thank you, Waris. First of all, Rahul, we need to be very clear that the opposition already has an issue manufacturing unit set up. Now, what is the sad part? The sad part is not that they're manufacturing the issues. The sad part is that they're including the anti-national organizations like PFI to manufacture a hijab controversy only for their political benefit. Now, this PFI, everybody knows, is involved in murdering people, chopping people's hands, also in Delhi riots, and also in creating ruckus, which is anti-national, and putting their foot together in the anti-national things in the country. Now, Waris Pathan, you must be aware about it, that this has been planned and plotted bit by bit. Like in 2021, there was a proper series of tweets which was, tweeted. There was these 6 girls who are claiming to be so-called victims right now. They created their Twitter handles, and apparently only the Twitter's DP was in hijab. Otherwise, if you want to search these girls on other social media platforms, you'd freely find them without any hijab.
They were wearing hijab.
Hold on, my friend, hold on.
Only in the month of September, a teacher, he did not like them wearing a hijab, and the controversy erupted, and the Karnataka government had to intervene and issue a GR. This is what is stated before the Honorable
Mr. Pathan, please, let her speak. Let her speak. She did not interrupt you, Mr. Pathan. Not fair. Not fair. Not fair. She never interrupted you. Let her speak.
Thank you, Rahul. Now, Waris Pathan, please correct me if I am wrong. Isn't it the hijab system, the burqa and the niqab system imported from the Arabs? Because of the climatic conditions these people are wearing, and not only the women, also the man or the Saudi Arab are wearing because of the deserted conditions and such heat. When you're importing any kind of... No, please hold on.
So, Rahul, I won't allow her to spread lies and canards like this. No, you cannot stop me from making my point. She is spreading lies and canards. Who tell you? You read Quran. First you read Quran, read the interpretation of the verses and the ayat, and then come before the TV and make such kind of statement. Kindly read chapter 24, ayat 30 of the Quran, Surah Nuh, where it is stated that a woman must protect her chest and cover her face. Where do you get this from? That Arabs only wear. It is worn everywhere.
Okay.
In FIFA football also,
Viewers, the essentiality of the hijab, the centrality to the religion will be decided by the High Court bench. There is an ongoing hearing. Lower their faders, please. I need to step in here. That is going to be decided. We can have these debates between 2 panelists about whether the hijab is prescribed or not, etc. My question is more basic today. Why is there an attempt being made to turn this into a Hindu-Muslim issue? And I want to bring in the SDPI member. The SDPI is the political wing of the PFI. Advocate Majid Khan, I want to ask you, sir, why make this about Hindus and Muslims? When you know that today Father Kishore is standing up for uniformity and he's not a Sanghi.
Whatever rules are made by a local institution, and if it is not under the guidelines of the constitution, then such rules can't be accepted. I don't know what the father has made.
That's your position. I'm saying, why are you making this about, one second, why are you making this about Hindu and Muslim? Why are you completely communalizing this issue?
Please listen to me, sir. Mr. Rahul, please listen to me. This is not a Hindu-Muslim issue. The Sangha Parivar...
Should I read out the statements? Should I read out the statements of your leaders?
Don't have any issues. They wanted to divide this issue into a Hindu-Muslim.
No, sir. No, sir. It was the college principle that, no, it was the college principle, nothing to do with the Sangh, nothing to do with the RSS. The college principles in Udupi imposed the dress code which had been agreed to a year back. You know this, at the beginning of the term. It just so happened because of COVID, colleges, pre-universities were shut, and when they opened, the dress code was imposed. There are enough consent forms that have been signed. And in fact, of the 6 original protesting girls, students in Udupi, 2 are SDPI members. Am I wrong or am I right? Their parents and brothers and kin are SDPI members. Isn't it a fact that their father is an SDPI member of one particular school student, and the other school students' brother and aunt are members of the SDPI? Isn't this a fact?
None of the students belong to the political
I am
party
talking about their
SDPI.
kin. I am talking about their immediate kin.
None of the students belong to SDPI.
Sir,
SDPI
sir, I am talking about their kin. I am talking about their kin. I am talking about their kin.
Yes, I'm saying they are none related with the SDPI.
Sir, are you misleading? Are you misleading? Are they not part of the PFI? I will show you the proof. 1 minute. We will pull out that news report. 1 minute. We'll just pull it out, sir. I will bring you the names. I will confront you with this information. We even talked to those people and they admitted it. Do not lie on national TV. Do not make this communal. Do not make this communal. We can argue about the centrality of the hijab in religion. We can talk about whether this is violating the fundamental rights, etc. But don't make it Hindu-Muslim. I just want 1 minute. I'm not going to allow you, sir. I'm not going to allow you. I'm going to go across to Deepak. I'm going to go across to Deepak because, Deepak, you have some news. We are adding to this news. We had broken this news earlier in the evening at 7:30. Now, viewers, amid High Court hearings, the Karnataka state has issued another circular, and this circular, now Deepak, makes it very clear that no outfit other than the uniform can be worn in a classroom. Deepak.
Yes, Rahul, this circular, in fact, is coming to the fore from the minority department of the Karnataka government, and they're saying that the High Court directives not just apply to the other educational institutions, but also to those that come under the minority department. And they also will have to follow the directives of the Karnataka High Court as long as they have a college development committee which prescribes the uniform. And therefore, the order also suggests that nobody can wear any religious attire. This could be a hijab or a saffron shawl or anything else. So they are now telling all the institutions which come under the minority department to enforce this.
Okay, I think Deepak, this is a very important turning point in this entire story. So you're saying that no hijabs, no religious garments can be outwardly worn in any institution, even a minority institution. Now, is that what you're saying?
Yes, like I was mentioning, this particular letter has now come by because in the last couple of days there were a few students in minority institutions who continue to wear a hijab. There were these issues that were reported to the department. The department, after reading through the interim order of the Karnataka High Court, has now issued this letter instructing all the education institutions which fall under the minority department to also adhere to this particular interim order, which says that no religious attire should be worn, including a hijab or a saffron shawl or anything for that matter inside a classroom. So from tomorrow, if there is any institution, though it comes under the minority department, will not be allowed, will not allow girls to walk into the hijab or any other students with any sort of religious attire.
This is very, very important, very, very important. And Deepak, while you're here, I just also want you to, since you reported that story and you had, in fact, a senior police official from the ground confirm this to you, that out of the 6 protesting students in Udupi, the original 6, at least 2 belong to, or their closest kin belong to the SDPI PFI. Am I wrong or am I right? And can you explain this to the advocate who has joined us from the SDPI, the state committee member, Advocate Majid Khan. Sir, go ahead, Deepak.
Well, Rahul, we in fact spoke to the additional SP here in Udupi, who, of course, is now looking into this particular case. They're, checking the background of the girls who've been protesting because they want to really establish if there's any organization which is, pushing these girls to continue their protest, which has now, of course, had a ripple effect across the state of Karnataka. During that, the additional SP himself on record tells us that one of the girls, Muskan, her father, Mr. Shakur, he's a part of the PFI. And he also says there's another girl, Alia Asadi, whose cousin brother is also a member of the PFI. This is something that the police have told us on record, and they're saying that any links that they've had to any organization will be probed, because this could be very well one of the reasons why the protest, which could have ended or a resolution could have been, got inside the campus itself, they didn't really reach there, and the issue, of course, has prolonged not just in this particular institution, but also has spread across to various, schools and colleges across the state.
You're saying that the protesting students' relatives are member of the campus front of India. That's what you're saying. You're confirming that tonight.
Yes, the police, of course, have confirmed to us that two of them, their kin, of course, are from the Popular Front. And, the campus front, in fact, has on various occasions, of course, said first that they only met the girl after the hijab protest. But, of course, through various forms of investigation, when we confronted them, they also accepted that 2 months prior to the hijab protest beginning in this particular campus itself, they had met these girls as well.
So an alleged NI-designated radical organization, viewers, had already been in touch, according to the authorities, with the students to raise this issue and then turn it into, weaponize the hijab into an instrument to settle political scores. Now we know who made it about Hindus and Muslims. And tonight, this myth is being shattered by none else than Father Kishore. I'm taking a short break, viewers. We're coming right back to another aspect of this big breaking story, and also, of course, the bomb scare in Delhi.